What is my soul purpose? How do I get clear on my soul's mission? These are some of the most important questions you could ever ask, because your purpose is the doorway to a life of happiness and fulfillment and contribution and service. When you're not feeling your purpose, it can very quickly lead to self-doubt and self-criticism, fear of the future. And when you feel like you're not fully expressing who you really are and making a contribution in some way, it can lead to this, what I call low-level depression, or at least a sense of, that focus too much on the inessentials of life, like watching too much Netflix, scrolling, or cleaning up the house when you really should be doing something that you love. Have you noticed when you're in that procrastination phase, the Tupperware drawer has never looked so clean? In this video, I'm going to cover the primary purpose of your soul, how to look into the past to shed light on your purpose as you move forward with it. I'm also going to share how you can use your emotional guidance system to make sure that you are on track. It can show you when you're off track or on track of your purpose. And stay to the end, because I'm going to give you 3 powerful coaching questions that are going to shed a lot of light on your individual purpose that is unique to you. If you're new to this channel, you are joining an elevated conversation on spirituality, human potential, awakening your impact. We're a community of people who've been on a personal and spiritual development path for a long time and want more than just the latest tricks on manifesting stuff. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead, click the subscribe, and you are joining a committed group of people who are really focused on their inner peace and outer purpose. Just this week, I was working with one of our clients from the Awaken School on her purpose, because it's been quite a while where she's felt like not tuned into it. I don't know really what it is. And she admitted that, well, let me say, she's a generous person. She's an other-focused person. And so she admitted that she'd been sort of kind of pulled along in the current of other people's dreams, of other people's desires. Someone will be around her and it will be a great idea and I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know if any of you can relate to that at all. Really tuning in to your purpose requires a great environment in order to do so. You need time for reflection. You need time on your own, because if you're around people that have got a pretty strong pull, maybe they're inspiring, or maybe they just need a lot from you. You need to be able to have that time to tune into your heart, to your instincts, to your intuition. And you need time alone and to be reflective for that. When are you setting that time for yourself? And maybe you're like me, you know your purpose, but you're at a time where you're refining it to make it even more up-leveled. And this is going to help you as well. And stay tuned for the 3 powerful coaching questions, because that is going to help you refine what truly makes you happy. So let's start with the primary purpose of your soul. The universe is always expanding and balancing. There's these 2 forces always at play, expanding into new territories, into new creations, and balancing so it becomes sustainable and healthy for the environment. Expanding and balancing. And your soul is doing the same thing. It's playing with these 2 forces. It wants to expand in and through you. It wants to take on an earth suit and play this game of creation through you. And so this is why you're continuously having desires. You want to get pulled toward being more and doing more and putting your fears aside and realizing the mission you came here for. That is always going to be there. There's desire that will always be there. It's why the conversation around desires and manifestation are important to get to. But in this soul's mission and unfolding, it's never in a straight line. It is never in a straight line. It never kind of makes sense. It's really important to look back, kind of not at the tasks that you've done, but what's historically always been true. For example, with me, I feel very confident in my soul's purpose right now, with being CEO of the Awaken School, and we do lots of trainings and seminars that are all about awakening. But I started with psychology and thinking I want to be a social worker. I think I want to, remove kids from the homes who are not in good family situations, or work with people in addiction. And it wasn't too far in that I realized I'm too much of a sensitive petal to be doing that. I couldn't do it. And so I radically changed to being a singer. I was a performer for many years, moved to the US, live in Colorado now, and I was in customer service, finally starting to work with educational programs for someone. Then I started moving into my own business, life coach, back to singing with workshops, and now the Awaken School, right? But as I look back, yeah, there was these different things, but there were certain things that were always historically true. And for me, it was about helping people really feel into their potential and live that in a way that would bring them a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. So we're going to look at these questions and what I'm going to share next that can help you look back to shed light on your future. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. And that leads us to the importance of using your emotional guidance system. I call it the joy meter. This is built into your earth suit. This is something that tells you when you are tuned to your purpose, what makes you feel alive, and when you're more in a should. I should do this, I should do that. When you're in a should, you're doing something that strategically feels right, or it might make you money, or it might satisfy certain small things in your life, and you're in that should, your joy meter is going to flatline. It's just going to feel like blah, or not a whole lot of energy in your life. When you're in your purpose, you're going to feel your joy meter rise. This is why you can't be doing things that numb your feelings. Your emotional system is giving you signals. But if you are having those few glasses of wine every night, you're eating, you're scrolling, you're doing something that kind of numbs that out, stop it. Please stop it. I know it's not easy, but you've got to find a way to do that, because your purpose is so linked to this joy meter. Now, a caveat. My sister-in-law called me the other day, and she's having a lot of changes in her life. Great things. I think great things. They're exciting, but she has fear around it. Is the fear telling her that she shouldn't do it? That was her question to me. I said, no, it is so normal when you are trying something new, when you're going for it, or there's little risks, and there's always a little risk if you're changing something. You're going to have fear. Fear is not an emotional response. Fear is a mental thought from a projection of the future. She's worried about what's going to happen in the future, and so fear comes. So please keep those separate as well. We've got the emotional guidance system that is feeling the joy or the flat line, and then the fear, it's normal. It's a mental, habit that we get into. Doesn't mean it's not your purpose. And if you're liking this video so far, could you click the like button for me? It helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it. So now to the 3 powerful coaching questions. Question number 1, when did you feel most alive? This is where you can go into your history, take an inventory, a trip down memory lane to the times when you felt most present, most alive, most joyful, most kind of in yourself. And when I took that trip back in my own coaching question, like when is that? Got some journaling out, visions came into my mind as I closed my eyes. It was a range of tasks. One was when I was working with someone. One was when I was on my own walking one morning, sharing my affirmations. And one was when I was singing to a big auditorium. But they were all different tasks, but the thread through it was about amplifying human potential and joy. It was about feeling embodied in who I was and helping other people to do that. There was quite a few through lines. So that's what I want you to do. Make sure you write this question down, and over the next few days, just kind of ask yourself, what is it? Or you can do a little meditation and work your way back into 3 or 4 times where you felt just like that moment could have lasted a long time. Question number 2, what are the things that you feel like you should do but always flatten your energy, right? When it comes to business, we're in business here at the Awaken School. When I think about what I feel like I should do but flattens my energy, I go straight to social media, scrolling on social media, having to post all the time on social media. I'm an introvert. I don't want to have to do that. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Post in the comments if you can relate to that, or something you feel like you should do and you don't want to do. But the key is what keeps flattening your energy, what takes you into this blah place that your mind says you should do. And question number 3, what are 3 being words that have always resonated with you throughout your life? Beingness words are like radiant, healthy, confident, feminine, masculine, beautiful, loving, compassionate, those kinds of things. And there's certain words that really land in your heart different to the way that they do for me. And I want you to zero in and write 3 of those words down. For me, one of the words that I've always connected with is safe. Like, I want to feel like I can be a safe place for others to be. Radiant, also, I do a lot of work on the energy field and just kind of really being in your own power. And so that's been a word that has really resonated with me. What are your 3 words? And I want you to share them in the comments below, because when you're witnessed in who you really are, it amplifies. So go ahead and put them in the comments below, and also pop down there any questions you have for me on what's your soul's purpose. I have tons more videos you can watch on YouTube, but I recommend the next one you watch is the #1 key to let go of fear and self-judgment. The reason why this could be a good one to watch next is because really landing in your purpose, often it first creates a lot of mental confusion, which is stemmed by fear and self-doubt and self-judgment. So I'll put the link below, and if you want even more awesome resources to awaken your impact and find that inner peace and outer purpose, head on over to theawakenschool.com. You can be a free member, which allows you to access any of our free masterclasses that we hold over the year. So head on over to theawakenschool.com. I'll drop the link in the description below, and we'll see you on the next video.